Live streaming is on.
We are not seeing anything actually.
Hold on, let me.
Or are you guys seeing anything? Is anyone seeing anything on a screen?
Mutulade, can you share your screen? Mutulade, Mutulade, you're sharing your screen. I think whiteboard or something. Can you?
Yes, someone is sharing a whiteboard. You notice that was what I was complaining of since.
Hello, Mutulade, can you
I am not
share
sharing
your?
my screen. No.
You are
I
sharing
am
a
not sharing my
whiteboard.
screen.
You are sharing a whiteboard. I noticed that someone was sharing a whiteboard. Is it Motilade?
It's not me. I'm not sharing anything here.
See it now?
It's not me. Oh, I'm not sharing anything.
But I know someone is
I'm
sharing
not
a
sharing my
whiteboard.
screen.
Someone is sharing a whiteboard. I don't
Huh?
know who. I said I know someone is sharing a whiteboard. I don't know who. Because I saw it when I logged in too. I saw a whiteboard. And I'm not sharing a whiteboard. I don't think so.
Can you see my screen now? Let me know if you can see my screen.
No, we can't see your screen. Please, everyone, please. We can't see anything on your screen. We can't see anything on your screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Bincom
Are you
Academy,
sure?
right?
Yes.
Oh, because I can't see anything actually.
Let me know how many people. If you can see my screen, please just put in the chat that you can. Let me know how many persons. Then maybe email your network is bad. You have to. Um,
I can see your screen.
so someone else is there. Damilola, can you see my screen? Damilola.
Yes, I can. I can see your screen.
Then email check your network. Okay.
Probably it's
So
from me.
welcome to. All right. My screen. Or if you can't hear me properly, yeah. Okay, I am. Welcome to Project Management, Become Academic Project Management class. Today is the first contact session, and we'll just be talking about project management and project management for beginners. My name is Chisom. I'm the facilitator for this class, and I'll just be I'll ask you questions. I need to know what you know about project management. I need to know what you know about either product or project management. You need to give me a what is project management to you. Yeah, so we take it one more. Everyone has to say something. This should be an interactive class. But when I'm taking a class, please do not interrupt. You just let me know whether you can see my screen or not, or whether you can hear me or not. Or if I ask questions to know if you are still here, please do well to respond. Then after the after the lecture, I would ask for questions. You can ask questions. And, yeah, right. So here we have Damilola Mutulade. Yeah, okay. Many here. All right. So Damilola, I need you to tell me. We have Margaret. Okay. So I need someone to tell me. All of us anyway. I need everyone to talk about this. What is project management to you? What do you understand by it? So for this class, I'm sure you know what you said about project management. Say one or two things about project management or product management. Let's hear it.
I, from my understanding of project management, it is project management can be defined as overseeing a task or project from the beginning of the project to the end, basically overseeing a project life cycle.
Thank you, Gamila. And I want to say something. Margaret, let's hear you. Margaret, let's hear you. Hello, Margaret. Are you there? Okay. Let's just continue. Yeah, slightly. Let's Yeah, so in this class, we'll be looking at project management, looking at program, looking at project program, what the full is all about, looking at definitions and things about project management and product management, looking at the MVP, minimum viable products, looking at methodology in project management, looking at the traditional project management, which is the waterfall, and the ideal project management, looking at Scrum and Scrum framework or Scrum artifacts. Now, what is project? Project is, if you say project means something that has an end time, something that have an end date, something that there is a definite time that will come to an end. Yeah, so that's how you easily differentiate between a project and a product. Yeah, so a project is something temporary, is undertaken to create a unique product or service. Yeah, so you can use the project if a project will actually happen before a product start happening. So a project are unique. Project is temporary in nature. It's not something that is continuous, not something that is permanent. It's something that there is a date that will come to an end. Now a project is completed when the goals are achieved. Now for it to come to an end, there has to be a goal. There has to be an objective for impacting. Maybe at the end of the day, it has to be successful. At the end of the day, we should be able to have some number of things. At the end of the day, we should be able to give a viable report that will make us achieve a particular thing. That could be the objective or the goal of the project. So a project has a goal or an objective that we want to be achieved at the end. A project is something that is temporary, something that has an end. It's not continuous, it's not indefinite, it's definite, it has a time that will come to an end. Now, a successful project is one that meets and exceeds the expectation of stakeholders. So stakeholders means people who are interested in something. So anything you are doing and people that of that thing that you are doing will be of interest to. People that those that are connected to that have one or two things to do with that thing you are doing are called stakeholders. So the stakeholders for a project can be the product backlog, the product owner, the scrum master, the scrum team members, the developers, the clients that you're building the project for. Yeah, those are stakeholders, that people that those things they are doing are of interest to. And let's look at program. What are program? Program is a group of related projects. So when we have two or three or four projects, you can say it's a program. Yeah, and it's not available from managing them individually. It's not something that you can manage individually. Yeah. Now, for if you say a portfolio has to do with project, program. So in an organization, you have two, three, four projects. We can say program, and these projects are kind of related projects. They are related. That means they are they are carried out to achieve the same goal. So we can say program. So we can have you can have 2 or 3 programs. That's that would occur when you have maybe 2 projects are related, say one program. Another maybe 2 or 3 projects that are related, say another program. Then we have 2 programs. Another maybe 2 or 3 to 4 projects that are related. You can say 3 programs, right? Now, we say portfolio. Portfolio has to do with projects, programs, name them, multiple of them. You can say portfolio. Now, who is a project manager? Now, a project manager is a professional who organizes plans and executes a project while working within certain constraints like budget and schedules. Now, a project manager is a professional. Please, let's take note of that. Yeah, it's not just a random person. It's a professional. The person is actually trained. Trainer means he or she has been trained to do that. Now, what does he or she do? He organizes, plans, and executes a project. Make sure that the project's goal and objective is being achieved at the end. That's a project manager. And we know that a project has a definite end. A project is temporary, it's not continuous. It has a speculated time that will come to an end. So a person who is employed or a professional who sees to it that that project comes successfully to an end. Now a project becomes successful when the goals and objectives are met at the end. Now, such person is the project manager. Now, his responsibility is to plan, procurement, execution, and know that there should be constraints. It could be budget, it could be schedules, it could be team members. You know, as a project manager, you are working team with your team. You have the team that you all make sure that the project is successful. So you are not just working with your team, you are also carrying your clients along. So these are and you know that what the hardest thing that could happen is working with human beings. So working with human beings, you need to make them do what you want them to do so that the project can be successful. So this can be a constraint, budget, funds, schedule. This can be this can be constraints too. Yeah, and also know that a project has a start date, a start time to an end date. And what is project management? So it's just the application of the knowledge. Now, doing it actually called it becomes project. That means what you're doing is project management. You're project managing a process. Now, project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools. So those training you've gotten, both physical, online limits, experience you've gotten through the project management, you are now applying it. Now you are applying your knowledge, your skills, your tools. Tools can be anything. It could be the Microsoft tool. We'll get to talk about the tools in project management. Yeah, techniques to project activities to meet project requirements. Now, what to carry out a project, you need tasks. Tasks are those activity, the simplest form of activity that is being carried out in a project. So the project can be broken into different tasks, and these tasks are being carried out by your team members. And also as a project management, as a project manager, you should see that you carry everyone along. You make sure that you are meeting their needs so that the project can be successful. And what is the project life cycle? The sequence of phase that the project goes through. So we have the introduction, design, the implementation, the checking, where you get to check whether are you guys improving, where do you need to make adjustments here and there, and also the final analysis. So these are phases. So from the what happens, the phases from the beginning to the end of the project, it's called the project life cycle. Please let me know if you're still there. Can you still hear me? Can I get a
I can
reply?
hear
Can you
you.
still hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Now let's look at the project management process. Um, so we have initiation, that's the starting of the project. Once the project starts, that's the initiation stage. The planning, you plan on, okay, what do I need for this project? The budget, who are the team members, who are the right team members that we're working with. You need to get people that would work with you in projects, that have the skills to do this, to work on the project. So these comprises of planning. The execution means implementation, carrying out the project. Then the closure means what happened at the end of, because at the end of the project has to be successful, and if some project have deadlines, if it's successful or not, it has not even come to an end except it is successful. Now, project management constraint, these things that hinder a project from being successful, or things that, as a project manager, you need to put in place in order for your project to be successful. We have the hope, we have cost, we have time, yeah, this could be what it comprises. How do you implement? How do you plan? How do you the things there for that? Then we have the cost, the budget. And of course, you need funds. You need your team members need to have data. They need to have a working system. You need to pay. You need some. There are some persons you think that their job is to move about. They will need TPA and stuff like that. I think my internet is fluctuating. Let me see. Can you see my screen? I don't think you can see it anymore. Okay. Let me share my screen. I think. Can you see me?
No, we can't see your screen.
Hello. I'm trying to share it. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Manager. Now, a project manager is a professional that is responsible for the development of products from an organization known as the practice of product management. Now, product managers own the product strategy behind a product, specify its functional requirements, and manage feature releases. Now, we need to look at who, what's the difference between a product manager and a project manager. Now, product manager is the CEO. Let's just say you can liken it to the CEO of a particular product. He or she is responsible for continuous improvement of that product. Now, one key difference between a product manager and a project manager is that project, I said project is temporary. It has a beginning time and an end time. It has when it's supposed to end. Now, for product management, it's continuous. It doesn't end. The product manager can be changed in case of if he or she stop working on the product. Somebody else can be brought in, but the product management continues. So imagine now your company is able to work on a project. Now, take note of the way I'm saying it. Your company is able to work on a project to produce a product. So let's say that there is a project to build a software which is a product that will be sold to customers. So let me start again. You have a client that tells me, hey, we need you to produce a software, yeah, and this software, which we will call it B products. Now, this B product would be sold to customers, and your company will be there to help us manage this product so that our customers will keep using it. You'll keep checking the product to make sure that it's meeting customers' needs. Now, your company, name company A, start working on a project. Now, the project is project management. They will need a project manager with the teams to build a project, sorry, to build a product. Now, the project comes to an end once the product is being built or once the software is being built. Take note of the way I'm saying it. They embark on a project to build or develop a product or a software that will be used by customers. Let's say um, in now, they are being told by their clients, say, oh, you want to build a product that can help um, please, please give me 2 minutes, please. Trying to set my time. All right, how about now? Can you see my screen? Oh. All right, can you see my screen now? All right, thank you. As I was saying, I was like a difference between the project and a project and a product management rather. Now I said, let's say a company or a client walks up to your company and says, "We want to build a software that can help hire students with assignment, with research and study. We want to build a software that can make education easier." And they walk up to your company and say, "Help us build the project. This is what we, these things we need that software to have." Now, your company embark on this building of this software. They employ a project manager, preferably an agile project manager. Now, the project manager gets team members that will work with him or her in building this software. My internet is fluctuating. Please bear with me. I don't know what to do. Let us. I know that at some point my screen will stop seeing my screen. Right? I think you'll be able to see my screen now. Okay, so let's say the company, the client walks up to your company and says, "Oh, we want to build a software that can help students research with assignments and stuff." Now, your project manager in your company, an agile project manager, preferably, gathers team members and they embark on this project. Now, that project has an end. The goal is to build a software that can solve students' problems, build a software that can help students with assignments, help students with research, help them with a lot of things. That's the goal. Now, when that software is being built and is successfully working, we can now say the project has come to an end. Now, what will now continue is now what we call product management, which is developing that software, managing that software to see that anything that has to do with maybe user experience, user interface, to make sure that students are accessing the software, because the software is something that will be in continuous use. It does not have an end. There is no there is not anything like the software will come to an end, will crash. No, you are not anticipating the software to crash. Students will keep using it. What you just need to do as a company or your client needs to do is to employ a product manager that will make sure that the product is active, will make sure that students are not having issues, and if there are any issues using the software, they would escalate and they will solve the problem. That's product management. So product management is continuous. Now, the project management has ended, which is building the software. because it has an end. Now, what to now continue, what will commence now is product management, and that's when the product manager comes in place. I don't know if you understand how I'm trying to illustrate. So you understand where project management stop and where product management starts, and that product management is continuous. Now, as a product manager, you are responsible for a product. Your duty is to keep developing. So know that this software now that has been built by this company will have issues. This software, there will be issues whereby students might have issues trying to use the software. There might be a network failure. There might be some things to do on the website. You need to build a website. You need to, as the user interface, how it should appear to students. For it to function properly, you need a product manager, and there will be continuous improvement. There will be continuous development. It's not going to end. It's something that it is supposed to last forever. Students will be using this software, and the company will be making money. So you need a product manager role is very, 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 very crucial, very, very important, because you as a product manager, you are seen like you are like the CEO. You are like the main person of that product. You are the face of that product. That product failing or being successful is in your hands. So you have a very, very, you are like the strategy behind the product. Yeah. So you need to do everything it will take to see that this product keeps improving and keep meeting the needs of students. So you need to understand the difference between a product manager and a project manager. So now let's look at the product triangle. Yeah. So we have this what product management comprises. Product design. Of course, you need to design how product. This is what is supposed to um, uh, or what belongs. This is how useful it should be. No, now project management. Now, as a product manager or product management, you're supposed to work. This is the part. This is how you should work. Now they log in. Now they put in they type it work. You take them to the site. You take them to the platform. They do the assignment here. They submit here. So all these things should be designed. Product management, product development. There are some things in software. At first, pay, pay bills, you pay your your cable decoder, you buy airtime, you buy something. As time goes on, you start seeing things like bulk SMS, you start seeing added features into that product just to be in trend. This is product development. So as time goes on, they're adding new features and improving the ones they had before. Now we have product marketing. Now, as a product manager, you're also responsible for marketing the product, because you need to put it out there for people to see that, oh, there's something that can actually be useful to me as a student. I can use it to do my assignment. I can use it to do research. I can use it to do my project, stuff like that. So you need to be able to market this product so that you can put it in the mind of students and let them know that, oh, something like this exists that can make your life very easy. So this is also your responsibility. So you see that the product manager has a lot of role to do, have a lot of role to play in the development of a product. You are like the face behind the product. You are like the key, like the product growth or the product heart is in your hands. Now let's look at product development life cycle. Um, Now every product goes through 5 key conceptual stages. Now we have the finding and planning the right opportunity. Yeah, we have the designing solution. I've explained this and how you need to design how the product should work, what you should do, how it should be used by users. We have the building it. Now we have the sharing. Yeah, whereby you need to test and see it even among yourself and do like a presentation to the management to see that, okay, this is that it's actually going to work. Then they are assessing the solution where you are putting it out there for everyone to be able to access and use. and there is always continual development. And now let's look at the design process and key design skills. Now in the designing process, we did what we call user research. Now research is the study of target users, including their needs and pain points. Now user research, for the product, you need to target who are those users. So this software now that should be used by students. Of course, you shouldn't be targeting old persons or people who are not in school or people who don't won't need that product. Now, this product is meant for students, for study, for projects, for research, for students. So your target audience should be students, people in school, in higher institution, in secondary school. Yeah, you should be targeting for people who do research, people who has one or two research and study to do. You will be targeting persons who are in business or people who don't even need or stay at home, people who don't need this product. And you need to also make sure that these products are meeting their needs. Now, information architecture is the visual representation of the product, infrastructure, features, and hierarchy. This is just what the you should be able to create what the product should represent. Now, what just do like the physical thing that we can see, how the product should work physically. This is what you do during the design stage. So when you are designing it, one, you should also first design who are the users, who are those people that this product will be of interest to. Of course, they are students. Of course, there are people who do research. There are people who are still studying. You get, then the information architecture should be visual representation of the product, the product itself, what it comprises, should be able to physically do it in a way that we can see. Let's even see it working before people actually start using it. Now, the visual design has to do with to improve a design product in the usability with suitable image and typography, space layout, and color. This is just like a physical, a visual representation of the product itself. That means you should be able to correct if there will be any errors, any typo, pictures, videos, just to portray the product itself. You are supposed to be able to put all that in the features. Now, content strategy. This ensures that content is published, edited, published, and all these are things that happen for your product, for you to continuously develop a product. You should be able to create content. Now, as a user, I should be able to go on your page or go on your website and see things that will enable me to understand how to use the product. Now, if you are creating a product, you should be in a way that I should be able to understand how to use it. Now, if I'm not doing it well, I should see someone something to prompt me that, oh, do it this way. It should be easy. You should state it out in a way that as a user, it should be easier for me to interact with this product, use this product, or even refer it to other persons. So you need to create content that will be understandable, content that will be simple enough for every user to be able to grab. These are like types of now let's look at the minimum viable product, which is MVP. So MVP is the version of a product that is just enough feature um, to be usable by any customer. Now, before a product is being launched fully, there is always MVP. Now, when you are building a product, after you build the product, you're supposed to have something simple that will be tested. Just release something simple out there, just to test whether the product is working, to test if there will be any complaints or anything that you have to change or amend on that product. Now, you don't just launch a product fully into the market. You release something very simple. It could be tested by your team members or the staff of the organization. It could be tested to a particular group, small group of persons, or maybe few students. Just test it in their community, just to see if there will be any complaints. And if there will be any complaints, you develop it, make amends before you now release it, launch it fully for the whole world to use. So that's just what minimum viable product is all about. Yeah. And let's look at the product development process. Now, it comprises of we have the gathering, which is to identify, to prioritize, define, build, launch, measure. Now, the gathering is what are the problems in the target market. Now you need to now the one big thing about product management or product management is that you are trying to solve a problem. Now I'm building a software or I built a software and I want to put the software out there because I want to solve a problem. I want to make it easier for students to be able to do their assignments, make research, make it easier for them to do their projects and have access to some educational materials. That's the problem I'm trying to solve. So you gathering these things, gathering these problems is what we call an identification. You're trying to identify the people's problem and because you have the intention of solving it. Now prioritize means why should we solve them? We make money, very, very important. The key or the aim of every business is to make money. And if at the end of the day, people will use your product and or at the end of the day, you won't make money, you won't earn profit, then there's no even need backing on it because you pay your staff, you pay your team members, you pay the project managers and his team members. So you need to make money. Yeah, because by solving their problem, yeah, you should make money because they want to buy to it. Now, what should be the solution? How does it work? How do we need to work from the user point of view? Now, that's very, very important. Now, if you are working on a product, you shouldn't be looking at you that is building the product. You should be looking at the users. You should be considering those people that are using this, are the students that are using this product. How will it work from their point of view? Now, you that built a product, you might not really have a problem because you built it, your team members built it, they already know the way around it. Now, I'm a user. I wasn't there when this product was used. It was told I was told about the product. Now I want to access this product. Now I click on the site and it's showing me things that I don't understand. Now that's the problem. Because that product should have been built in a way such from my own point of view. Now as a user, I'm opening the product or I'm going to your site or I'm trying to open the software and I'm seeing things that I don't understand or I don't even know how to move my way around the product to solve my problem. Then that's an issue. You be able to need to define it in the way from the user's point of view. Now build the solution to specs and deliver it that to specification and deliver into the market on time and under budget. Very, very important. Now, know that if you are building it based on what has been required, what is required by your client, what your client wants. Yes, and it should be delivered to the market on time and also under budget. Of course, you need to do it in a way that at least you make profit. Now, launch the product into the market. Now, measure means how is the product working in the market after launch. Now, when you launch a product, when you fully introduce the product, are people buying it? Do your customer like it? Now, these are things you need to look at. Now, and that is why the MVP is very, very important, minimum viable product, because when you launch it small, when you release a simple version of it and test it in the market, you would know if there will be issues before you fully launch. Now, even if after you fully launch and there are issues, you need to come back and say, these are things we need to rectify, we need to make one or two corrections here and there. These are the problems people are having, because there are some products, if they are tested in the small market, you might not really get the problem until they go fully out there. You see that, oh, majority of persons are complaining about this thing and we need to solve the problem. And let's look at the product development. Let's further look at product development project. So the identification and the prioritization and the definition is what we can call product management. Yeah. Now the building of the product itself is the project management. I mentioned that to say building that project, sorry, building the software is what project management to do. Exactly. Now, launching, bringing it out there, pushing the product to the world is product marketing. That which is also a function of the product manager. But you need to see that the marketing team are doing their work. Now, come back to measure to say, oh, what are we not doing here? We need to notify the product management because measure that I mentioned that there should be continuous improvement. There should be continuous development. That means you need to keep working on the product. It can't end. It ends when the product is being built. Now, after it's been built, you need to keep working to make sure that the product is selling. People keep knowing about it, people are buying it, it's solving people's problem, and this is the function of the product management. Now, let's further look at what should we build. How should we build it? This is product management. Now, go tell the world about what we build. This is product marketing, which is also the function of the product management. Now, let's look at a very, very important aspect of project management, which is agile, which is agility. Now, we have three methodologies. We have the traditional or waterfall. Some people say traditional methodology, some people say waterfall, but they mean the same thing. We have the agile methodology, which is what is being practiced now, which is what is in vogue now, which is what is trending. Most organization, as a project manager, you need to be agile, you need to have agility. Now, if you are not an agile project manager, you need to upgrade yourself. Now we have the hybrid, which is the combination of the two. So let's look at it. Now, agile is a process by which a team can manage a project by breaking it up into segments. So let's look at the key points for what I'm trying to read out and to understand what agile project management is all about. It says again, agile is a process by which a project is being broken down into several stages and involve constant collaboration with stakeholders, continuous improvement, and iteration at every stage. Now, the agile methodology begins with clients describing how the end product will be used and what problem it will solve. Let's take note of this. I will explain all the time. Now, this classifies the customer's expectation to the project team. Once the work begins, team cycle through a process planning, executing, and evaluating, which might just change the final deliverable to fit the customer needs better. Continuous collaboration is key, both among team members and project stakeholders. Now, let's take note of the things I've said now to make fully informed decisions. Now, let's take it. Now, if you're saying agile methodology in project management, which is what is in vogue now. This is like what is in vogue now. You need to be agile as a project. Now, to be agile as a project manager, you need to take note of something. The project is broken down into stages. It's broken down into different stages. You can call it sprints, or we'll come back to sprints. Now, it involves constant collaboration. These are the features you need to take down. It involves constant collaboration with stakeholders. Very important. Meaning, your stakeholders means both your team members, the product owner, the scrum master, your clients that are giving you the project to carry out. You are carrying everyone along. Everyone know what is going on. Everyone know the stage they are in the project. If you are in stage B or sprint 2 or sprint 3, everyone knows. Your project manager knows, the scrum master knows, team members are aware because they are the ones handling the project. Your product owner knows, your clients that are giving you the job knows. So everyone is being carried along. Um, and continuous improvement and iteration at every stage. Now, there is continuous improvement. If we are in, what happened in stage 1, if we are entering stage 2, it shouldn't be the same. Some things should have been added upon. There should be added things. There should be added features. There should be um, improvement. Like, it shouldn't be the same. We've added some features and some things to improve or to take the product or the project to a more efficient level. Now, iteration at every stage. Iteration has repetition when something is being is continuous, is repeated. Now, the agile methodology begins with client describing how the end product. Now, know something about agile methodology. Now, how the product will work what the product, what the project would have at the end, or what the project would comprise, or what we want to achieve in this. That's why I said for a project there should be an end goal, there should be an objective. For the project to be successful, it has to meet the goal and objective. Now, there should be a goal, there should be something that should be required in this project. Note that there can be continuous improvement. Your client can come tomorrow and say, oh, we, we don't want this thing anymore in this project. We want this product at the end of the day to have so and so. We don't want this one again, but we feel that it might not sell. Let's remove this feature and put this feature. So note that there can be change, which is very, very important in agile product management. It is prone to change because your client can come tomorrow and tell you we want to change so things, we want to look at so things, stuff like that. So as a project manager, you should know that there should be continuous improvement, and your customers can test the product and they might have some issues. You come back and have to make some changes. So let's note these things that I have mentioned. Sorry, the project is broken down to smaller stages. There is constant collaboration with customers and clients. That's your stakeholders, everyone working on the project. Both your clients, team members, scrum masters, scrum product owners, developers, testers, name them. They all know what is happening in the project. Everyone is working together. There will be continuous improvement. Means what happened last week, we should have had some improvement if by next week. So there is continuous improvement, like we are going higher and higher and further into completing the project. Yeah, and it is prone to change because your stakeholders or your clients can come to say, we don't want these things or we want to change some things. You have to go back to your team members and say, oh, there are changes that need to be made and things might take another shape. So that's one thing you need to understand about the agile project management. Now, the core of the agile methodology was developed by Cisco. Let's just take ourselves back to some history. By 17 people in 2001. Now, together they developed the Agile Manifesto. You have to go and read that up, read about Agile Manifesto. Now, read about 12 principles of Agile. There are 4 Agile manifestos. Now, I have to talk about that, but the 12 principles of Agile, just go and read that up. Now, let's look at the Agile Manifesto. It's just the features I talked about: individual and interaction over processes and tools. There is interaction between individual team members, scrum masters, everyone is carried along. Working software over comprehensive documentation. Very, very important. Another key thing you must note in agile code management is that documentation is key. Every task you are performing, every task your team members are performing, as a developer, if you carry out a particular task, you document. And that's why in Bincom's Dev Center, documentation is key. You carry out a particular process for a project, you document it. That's why we have SDD. We have SDD because everything we are carrying out, we are documenting. In case if someone else take over that project or take over that product, or you come back to say, okay, this is the way I did it, you should be able to have something to say, this is the way I carried it out. These are the issues I encountered. This was how I was able to solve it. So there should be continuous, comprehensive documentation. Now, customers collaboration over contract negotiation. Your customers or people that will use the product should be able to understand how it's being used, and they should be able to come out to say, this these are the issues we are having trying to use this product. Can it be rectified? And it should be rectified. Now, responding to change over following the plan, which is very important, which I mentioned earlier that it is prone to change. Your customers' um, reaction could change the product or the project. Your clients could come and say, oh, we want to remove this feature, we want to add new features, we want to do this, do that, do that. This could change the workflow or the way the project should have ended at the end, or the way it should have come out at the end, or the outcome of the project at the end. Change what you are seeing that will be the outcome of the project at the end. Now let's look at some frameworks of agile. We'll be talking about just one type of framework, but know that there are other frameworks of agile methodology. We have the Scrum, which is the one that is commonly used. We have the Kanban, we have the adaptive framework, we have the IT, it's not here, but ITIL, capital ITIL. You want to read that out. You might want to read, make research on that. So IT is used for mainly for service management. You want to take a look at that later. But we'll be talking about Scrum because that's the one that is mostly used by organizations. In summary, agile in project management is a process for managing the projects characterized by by constant interaction and collaboration in order to more fully understand customer needs. I think that's very important because I've explained all these things I just said now. Right? So let's look at Scrum. What is Scrum? I'm not sure if you can still see my screen, but right. Let me share my screen again. I don't think you can see. What is Scrum? Scrum is an interactive and incremental structure for project management mainly used in agile software development. Scrum methodology indicates functional software key to change accompanied with emerging communication, collaboration, business reality. We'll come down to breaking this, like I just said. Now, Scrum is an interactive, incremental framework for effectively managing project. Now, Scrum is the mostly used project management framework or agile framework. Scrum has to do with iterative. Iterative has to do with repetitive. When something is repetitive, but it's continuous, you do it over and over and over again. Incremental framework means every time you do it, there are things that have been added on. There are add-ons. Means things that have been improved. That was why I say incremental. Now it is repetitive. So it is a repetitive activity that anytime it's being carried out, there are improvements. The way it was last week is different from the way it will be by next week. Some things will have been added upon, some work will have been done, some tasks will have been carried out that will make the product, make it visible, and you see the end product from it. Now, Scrum is seen as an iterative framework because it makes progress towards the goal through successive refinements. Now, know that iterative has to do with repetition. Now, once it's been done over and over again, you see that we are making progress towards the end goal. And the end goal is to meet the objective, which is that the project has to be successful, right? Now, incremental means it means add on. That anytime it there should be new things that will be added on it to make it to improve it from the way it was as at when it started. Now, let's look at some characteristics of Scrum. We have the lightweight framework. This is saying that Scrum is a very it comprises of rules and practices that are few in numbers and easy to follow. Scrum is something that yes, easy. Scrum is easy. Scrum is easy. But for you to be able to know Scrum, there are so many project managers